Welcome to our channel. Today we how to verify motion blur settings for smoother composites, detailed guide step by step clearly. To verify motion blur settings for smoother composites, begin by opening your project in your compositing software. Locate the layer that you want to apply motion blur to. Ensure that motion blur is enabled for the layer. In the layer settings, find the motion blur option, often represented by a small icon. Activate the motion blur feature if it's not already turned on. Next, check the overall project settings for motion blur. Look for the global motion blur settings within your composition settings. Adjust the motion blur quality to a higher setting for improved results. Navigate to the timeline to confirm that motion blur is activated on the necessary layers. Play back the footage to observe the effects of motion blur in real time. If the motion blur appears too strong, revisit the layer settings. Adjust the blur amount to achieve a more balanced look. For a detailed examination, zoom into key frames where movement occurs. Analyze the frames to see how motion blur interacts with the still elements. Make adjustments as necessary to the timing of your animations. Consider using additional effects or adjustments if needed to enhance the overall appearance. Continue to make small tweaks and play back your composite until satisfied with the result. Finally, render a preview to evaluate the motion blur in the final output. If the page does not load, refresh the browser or try again in a private or incognito window. Make sure you are using the correct email address, then retype it carefully to avoid small typos. If your password is not accepted, use the reset option and create a new strong password you can remember. Check your spam folder for verification or security emails, then complete any requested confirmation steps. Enable two-factor authentication if available to improve account security and reduce unauthorized access risk. After signing in, review your profile details so your contact information and settings are accurate and current. If you see an error message, note it down and try again after restarting your device and internet connection. Log out when you finish, especially on shared devices, to keep your account and payment information secure. If the page does not load, refresh the browser or try again in a private or incognito window. Make sure you are using the correct email address, then retype it carefully to avoid small typos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more step-by-step tech guides.